over 102 patients have recovered from the coronavirus. As doctors say, there's no need to panic. I'm very happy that two of them join me this evening on the 8 o'clock news. I'm joined by Anita Vinod and AJ Venkat. Well, wonderful to see both of you there smiling. And Anita ji, I'd like to start with you. Tell us your stories. I think it's really inspirational that we should have positivity and not only talk about negative news on this virus. Anita ji, why don't we start with you?
Yes, ma'am, I was admitted in AIIMS Patna by 20th of March, and I was suspecting that I had this COVID-19, and by 22nd I was tested positive for this. But soon after they came to know that I am positive, they shifted me to an isolation ward, and after 4 days they again rechecked me, and I was tentative negative, my result was. And after that, I was kept in isolation for 11 days. And yesterday, by God's grace, I was discharged peacefully.
That's wonderful. How did you feel in this whole experience? What were your symptoms like? What did you go through in these days in hospital? What was it like?
Actually, to be frank, I didn't have any breathlessness or a problem like that. I just had mild chills, and I had cough, and I was feeling very tired. So that was the main cause that I visited the hospital to check, because my son, he came from Italy on 5th March. So I just wanted to confirm that we are safe. And my son was also checked for COVID, and he came out to be negative. And I was COVID positive for 4 days. And the next 2 consecutive tests, I was negative for the test.
Well, wonderful to see you smiling today. And Mr. AJ Venkat also joins us from Bengaluru. Mr. Venkat, tell us about your story.
So I went through the complete ordeal of entire disease cycle. I got it on the March 6th and had 15 days grueling fever, and got out on the March 21st. It lasted 15 days and pretty tough situation, but I endured the whole cycle of the entire fever. Luckily, with all the support from doctors, now I know my taxpayer money is worth it.
That's wonderful.
So the entire staff supported. I have a very positive experience, and I knew, I can advise anybody, you can get out of this. It is a standard viral fever, nothing to be scared about. It can go to extremes. Mentally, when somebody give up, that is where they slide into other challenges. I've seen people slide. I was at the point of sliding. I could get out of this clean with good advice and support. So this has worked for me very well, and very happy to join back family. I never infected anybody. That is what it is. After my trip back, I proactively went and tested, isolated myself. I kept my family completely out of this, and nobody is positive or never infected anybody in my complete chain.
That's wonderful.
I'm happy about this.
What do you say, sir? What was the toughest part about this? You said that you came through a tough struggle, and it's lovely to hear you say that my taxpayers' money is worth it, because really the government doctors have been heroic, the nurses, all the government staff have been heroic in this. What was the toughest part about this for you?
See, early morning, it shoots. The temperature shoots, especially in the 3 to 5 a.m. In the isolation center, what happens, these are not hospitals. They are not equipped to serve you like hospital. You need to be on your own, because you can't even have your relatives, anybody supporting you. The ordeal of the pain and the fever, you need to endure yourself. You need to be mental frame need to be very good. Good to have few, counselors visiting, because I have my own spiritual background, and my guru kept calling me to put me back in a graceful situation by bringing more body awareness than mind freaking you out. So that has helped. And Mahamrutyunjaya mantra, I know how it applies to the body. I know the vibrations. When you have a body awareness, you can apply these mantras very effectively, but don't overdo it. You can energize your body. I was demanding IV, demanding drips for paracetamol on high fever. I took control of the situation. I got out.
That's
it
wonderful.
is very, you can get out. All that scaremongering is too much. I know we should not get it. Isolate, because there are a lot of carelessness today I've seen.
So final thoughts tonight from both of you, Mr. Venkat and Anita ji. Anita ji, first you. Your final thoughts today. What would you like to tell all the viewers who are watching it this evening? Would you want, like the same way you were careful, would you want others to be as careful that this infection doesn't spread? And what would be your final message this evening?
I feel that it is more important once you get to know that you are infected, that you don't spread the disease to others, that you don't infect others. That is more important. And self-isolation, that is very important. And as far as I am concerned, I am very grateful to God that I didn't infect anybody, since my family was also under a full quarantine. And I think that is the most important thing to be followed, that we should self-quarantine. And what the government has initiated, the protocols, we have to follow that. I think that is the suggestion, that is my advice.
Final thoughts from you, Mr. Venkat?
Sure. You can get out of this. Take away all your fears. It's manageable fever. If you get, I hope you don't get it. If you get it, you can manage it and get out of it. And take away your fears.
Thank you both very much for your messages. It's wonderful to see you both smiling, and all the very best, and take care. Thank you both very much.
Thank you.